Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Okay, to tell you a little story. If I can remember how it goes. No, I can remember how it goes. When I was in my, I guess it would be early 30s, I was a huge Titanic buff. And yeah, I read the book written by Walter Lord. I think it was called A Night to Remember. I think I must have read that 3 times, and I just lived the mystique of it. It was before the Titanic was found, so quite a while before the Titanic was found. And anyway, somewhere I read. Oh, there was another book. I think my brother lent it to me or gave it to me, and in that book, there were 4 accounts written by four different people who had survived the sinking of the Titanic. One of the accounts said that when the Titanic, in its final moments, it broke in half. But the other 3 never talked about that. And there was the argument that, well, no, it didn't happen. It was still laying in the bottom of the ocean, like what you're seeing there. And you remember the movie that came out, Raise the Titanic? Yeah, it was all raised in one piece. Anyway, the thought was, well, then after the Titanic was found, and I remember hearing the newscast. It was a huge deal worldwide. The Titanic was found, and one of the things that you first learned was that yes, it was in 2 pieces. And I instantly remembered reading that story about this one chap who had said it broke in half. Okay, now where am I going with this? It takes me so long to get to the point. Okay, the point is that just because you don't see something doesn't mean it didn't happen. Okay? And I think that point was brought out in this somewhere else, that when there'd be something happening on the bow of the Titanic, and if you happened to be on the stern, you didn't see it happen, so you didn't think you could say, "Oh, I never saw that. That never happened." But it did. Where am I going with this? Okay. There apparently have been viewers who have actually seen video of warships coming into port with the anchors partially down. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So just because a lot of people never saw, and including myself, I never saw any pictures of ships with the anchors partially down, doesn't mean it didn't happen. My anchors are staying the way they are. They're going to be partly down, even though it might look kind of not right. Apparently, at times, it has actually happened. So, okay. Oh my goodness. Let's get going here. Yeah, I was a big Titanic buff. I was even a member of the Titanic Historical Society, and they used to put out a little, I think it was a little pamphlet paper that they put out, or magazine that they put out once every 3 months, and I used to look forward to that coming. It was the time when I built the Titanic that's downstairs in my workshop right now, the 1/350 scale Entex kit. At that time, back in the 70s, that kit was pretty high tech. There was no photo etch. The railings all the way around the outside were plastic, and they looked like it too compared to the photo etch railings we have now. And here's me not liking photo etch, right? Okay, so oh, you'll notice our ship is turned around. Okay, here's the stern. The reason being is we're starting on the stern. The bow is finished. I came back to the model table last night and I worked at it for a while. Got the rest of the bollards on. Well, instead of talking about it, why don't I show you? So let's roll back. Probably about 15 minutes ago or so, I was in the computer room and I'd spent quite a bit of time watching CNN and other news agencies and talking about the latest problems to our friends south of the border. And anyway, I started thinking about the model ship build today, and I was thinking, I was almost done. If I had just stayed at it for another few minutes, we could have turned the page. So I thought, why don't I just go back and finish it off, and at least that's the plan. So we got 7 of these little fair leads to try and put on here. According to the manual, one goes on the far side here. I'm calling this the far side because I can't remember if it's port or starboard. Let's see. Okay, I guess I don't have to remember. Okay, anyway, it goes right here. And at first, when I was trying to see something, a marking on the gunnel, I couldn't see anything. I thought there's nothing there, so I guess I'm just going to have to guess where it goes, because it sort of showed that it went between this bollard, or whatever it is, and this piece right here. And then I saw it. So let's just zoom in a little bit here if we can. At least that's the plan. Okay, yeah, you can see there's a little mark right there. Now this actually sits on the gunnel. It doesn't sit on the deck, but the mark is on the deck. Maybe I'll put on a different pair of glasses here. Okay, now let's try not to make a big mess here. There's 2 ways I can do this. I can either put the glue on the gunnel and hope that it doesn't wick its way into the deck, or I can put it on the bottom of the fair lead. Okay. Now I'm hoping that melding is going to take over here. Okay. I do know that these are easy to break off because I remember on one of the other builds I accidentally broke one off. Or was it this build? I had to glue it back on. Okay. Yeah. Now let's move up to the bow and get the other 6. Okay, one goes back here in between these 2 marks. Similarly right here. I'm just getting these where they'll be easy to grab hold of later. And the other one goes here. But if you remember from yesterday's discussion, nothing goes here. Unless maybe on the Yorktown. I was just thinking anybody who's building the Yorktown, did you have to put something there? Okay. I think that's seated. Okay. I was holding my breath. Were you holding your breath? Can I get this one? So I put it in an awkward place, didn't I? Doesn't look quite straight with the gunnel there. I think it is now. Yeah. Okay, now there's going to be 3 on the other side in exactly the same place. Okay, I was going to have the camera over on the other side looking towards me here. And I realized that it would be kind of awkward to have to reach over. So I thought it'd be a lot easier to turn the hull around. And it actually was quite easy. Just had to clear off a little spot on the table and be careful. All right, I think we're just about ready to boogie here. Maybe I'll put on a different pair of glasses. Now remember, we don't want one there. Whoops, that's going to be hard to pick up. I want to have it so that it's easy to pick up. That way I don't accidentally drop it into the glue. And this one here. Oh, Ron. My excuse is that it's late in the day. Now, I wonder if I was to use a different pair of tweezers might be a good idea too. Let me just let's try these ones here. Okay, I think if I'm careful and I use the bulkhead here as a steady rest, yeah, that might work. All right, well, let's do that one first. It's going to be the hardest one. I think that's down. If it's a little bit too much to the right or the left, it'll ride up on these marking guides here. Oh, I had it and then I bumped it. Okay, I think I've got it. Okay, now as far as I know, there's only one more piece to go on the bow here, and that is the gun tub. So we'll recompose a bit for that. Okay, now I want to be careful with my tweezers here that I don't catch the little photo etch
chairs that are on these things too, that the guy sat on. And we're just going to do a dry run here, just make sure it's going to fit. Seems to me I basically had it on once before. This does not seem to want to go. I wonder, would it be better? Could I do it better with my fingers? I could maybe feel it better. Okay, what is the problem here? Maybe what we have to do is get a little bit of extra thin on here to start melting the paint. I had the feeling like it was almost going to go, but not quite. That's not right. Yeah, I think it's going down. It's seated, more or less. Now let's not push so hard that you're gonna break something. You can probably see it oozing out there better than I can. I think we're done. I believe we are done step 29. Okay, I was just getting all ready here to say something to the effect of, okay, if there's anybody who sees anything here in step 29 that we missed, in the comments below. And just as I was about ready to push record and say that, I see this one up here. Didn't get it. We got this one. We didn't get this one. I'm going to just quickly get that off camera. Trust me, I will actually do it. But for all intents and purposes, we have finished step 29. All right, step 30. We'll be turning the hull around and we'll be working on the stern. It looks like there's not too many pieces that have to go on again. More of these number 28s. And they were easy. This piece we've got made already. As best I know, we've got this completely made, unless I don't have the railing on it, but I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah. Well, we'll be looking at that tomorrow. All right. So yeah. I'll bet you there's people thinking that I'm going to forget to put on that other fair lead. Well, I know I said I wasn't going to video doing it, but I did. And yeah, it's done. Now we are officially on step 30. See ya in the morning. Okay, it is morning. And we got to get ourselves a couple of plastic parts here and get them painted up. Now, this one here that's marked, these ones here that are marked T, yeah, we've already got those. You might be able to see them out of the corner of your eye over in the tray.
We did those a few days ago. But these ones here, the N19s. Okay, the 19 and the 22. Okay. I think that is the only thing we are going to have to get for step 30. Everything else we've got here. So let's do that and get them painted. I might just quickly brush paint them. I don't want to be setting up the airbrush just for those two little pieces. Yeah, I think if I brush paint them and then put them in front of my electric heater, we should be able to start using them probably very soon after Missy the dog leaves, who should be going out for her constitutional anytime soon. All right, let's get going here. What do we need here again? The N sprue. N19 and 22. Now, these kind of look like they're mirror image to each other. Now, are they going to be the sort of thing that, I can put them in wrong? Or are they going to be distinctively different enough that I'll be able to tell from the drawing what I've got here? Okay, the one on the top is the 19. Let's just flip them over and see what they look like on the other side. I got a feeling that it wouldn't matter. Yeah, it might not matter here which one goes where, but then why did they give them different numbers? I better keep them separate just in case. Yeah. Okay, I'm ready to go with the painting here. I just got to mix it up. And I don't want to get started on it because what do we got here? It's 20 after 10. And our friend Missy should be coming by. And Murphy's Law says as soon as you open the jar and start painting, there's going to be a little dog knocking on your door looking for a dog treat. So, and just in case there's somebody thinking, okay, Ron, you put these on alligator clips, that's really nice, but now you got them mixed up. Well, have you noticed I got the numbers written on the clips? Yeah, who says I'm dumb? Okay, we'll just pause things here for a few minutes. Maybe I could go do some editing.
Hi, Ron.
Hello.
Thank you for putting the de-ice around.
It made a difference, did it?
It did. How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah. I'm okay. So you were mentioning the day before yesterday that Missy had thrown up. Did she throw up yesterday?
No.
No? Okay, so it's not the milk one then.
She gets her nose in the snow sometimes. It looks like it's just snow, but it's okay if she eats a vole, but if she finds one that's rotten, she'll eat it anyway. And you'll never know.
She said, "You're too slow, I'm leaving."
And that's still the last of the soup?
That is the last of the soup. Yeah, it's what I do is I take that and I'll add a cup of rice to it, and I'll make a rice dish. Whoop! Yeah.
And that was what, originally a turkey dinner?
No, that was a cabbage. That's cabbage.
Oh, cabbage.
Yeah, just
okay.
cabbage. Yeah.
I knew that Trish brought you some stuff. But...
Yeah, no, that was way too tasty. That's long gone. That's the problem with leftovers from Trish. They
have a short half-life.
That's right. Yeah. Well, Missy, you ready to go? Huh? Yeah, she says, I'm ready to go. The food's gone.
Is that it for the food? Okay. Oh. The frost is beautiful, eh?
Yeah, it was nice. The
Nice
day before yesterday, it looked so pretty on the trees. I don't know what it's like today.
I mean, even more so, I think.
Well, take a look. Yeah, it was really pretty day before yesterday. Oh yeah! Wow,
Spectacular.
that is spectacular. You don't get to see that every day.
I used to cross country ski down Grey Mountain in Whitehorse, down in Gully, and it would be like in the sunshine, eh? Like an ice palace. You're whipping through it too fast. Pretty day.
It's a beautiful day.
Thanks, Uncle Ron.
Bye, Missy. Yeah, that frost is beautiful. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay, well, I was waiting for Missy there. I did mix up the paint, so we got that done. And yeah, I guess the next thing to do is paint and then try and force dry these things. Yeah, I would imagine in about an hour from now we should be able to glue them in place. Oh, we can always, work on these.
Some of you may have noticed that one of the viewers, by the name of Dennis Dwyer, had said, check your email. I sent you a couple of photos of when I was doing my Hornet, how I did the wiring. And I just downloaded them a few minutes ago. I'll show them to you here. And what he did was he ran the wiring along the ceiling rafters of the hangar bay. And that's a thought. I might do something like that too. I'll see once I get everything, everything lined up on the ship here. Now this does not seem to want to be going in. If you remember when we did a piece like this on the bow, we concluded that it was easier to stick the parts that go in, but I'm not seeing anywhere on the bottom here where these go in. Unless, no, they just sort of seem to sit there. Well, before I go to a lot of work wedging this in, let's just check some of these parts here. Okay, now these should be dry enough to handle. I had them in front of a heater. I'm concluding that when you hand brush these, instead of airbrushing, they have a sort of a semi-gloss compared to airbrushing. The one, this one here we airbrushed, and this one we just painted it about an hour ago. It'll be dry now. Okay, now let's just check the manual here. Which way does this go? Okay. It goes with, looks like this part out like this. Pretty snug fit. So the other one would go in the other way, opposite, obviously. Now the ones that we painted, okay, and the ones that we just painted, we don't want to get them mixed up. I went to the effort to number everything, and I've kept them separate. So it looks like number 19 goes on our side, on my side, and it goes at an angle like this. Okay. It's a pretty tight fit. Okay, it must go like that because on the top here it's a little peg. So it must go like this. I might have to trim this down. No, it's kind of stuck in there. Now, if this has a little peg on the top, this must have a hole somewhere. Is that it there? Well, let's see where this would come. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put this other one in. Okay. Now we should be able to see where that sort of comes. This isn't matching up at all. These must be for something else. Have I got these the wrong way? Are they maybe supposed to go in, not out? No, according to the drawing on the manual, they're supposed to go out like that. You know what? What do we got here? 20 after 2. I think I'm gonna call it a day here. I don't know if I'm going to be coming back to the model table again this evening or not. But this episode is long enough. I'm getting a little bit tired. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.